Hello viewers, welcome to another episode of Knowledge Sharing. Before we continue, like and follow our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, comment and share our video for more interesting topics. Today we are looking at number 11 of 2023 June YCC Core Mathematics examination, and it says from the top of X of a building 320 meters high, the angle of depression of the top Y and the bottom Z of the another building on the same horizontal ground are 29 degrees and 41 degrees respectively. 1. Illustrate the information in a diagram. 2. Calculate correct to the nearest meter the height of the other building. This is a trigonometric problem and it is angle of depression. We are asked that from the top X of a building 320 meters high. Let's say this is the building and the building is 320 meters. This is the top X and this is the bottom. The angle of depression of the top Y and the bottom Z of the another building on the same horizontal ground. This is horizontal ground. And it says another building on the same horizontal ground are 29 degrees and 41 degrees respectively. Let's say this is another building, the height of the building. It says an angle of depression. What is angle of depression? An angle of depression is when you have an horizontal plane that if an angle fall below the horizontal plane, that is angle of depression. When the angle goes above the horizontal plane, it's called angle of elevation. Now we are working with angle of depression. So said from the top of building X, an angle of depression is formed. Those angle of depression is 29 degrees and 41 degrees. Somebody is standing here and this is, let's say this is a line, straight line, parallel to the ground level. So it says the angle of depression of the top Y and bottom Z of the another building on the same horizontal plane, this is the same horizontal plane, are 29 degrees. The angle of depression of the top Y, let's say this is Y, the top of another building, and the bottom Z of another building. The angle of depression is 29 and 41 degrees. That is 29 goes to the top. Somebody standing here, the angle of depression goes this way to this point. And the same point, it goes again to that point, which is 29. The first one is 29. From here, which is parallel to this line, is 29 degrees. And 41 degrees to the bottom Z of another building. From here to here, this point is 41, okay? Here is 41 degrees. You said illustrate the information in a diagram. So this is the diagram. We have found out that this is the height of another building. And this is the building, which is 320 meters. And the first angle of depression to the top, Y, is 29 degrees. And still from that point to the bottom, Z, is 41 degrees. So we can see that these are two parallel lines. And the line that cut across the two parallel lines is called transverse line. The angle formed on top is equal to the angle formed at the bottom, which is called alternate angle. So when we have 41 here, and this place will also be 41 degrees. And here, if we extend this one, have a dotted line here. Here is 29, and also we'll have here as, and here will also be 29 degrees because there are alternate angles. We are asked to find this place, which is, let's say M, the height of the building, M. How do we do that? The first question says, illustrate the information in a diagram. This is a diagram. And the second question says, calculate correct to nearest meters the height of the other building. We are asking to find the height of the other building, which is Y and Z. Let's call this point E, that meets that point that meets that place. How do we do that? We have found out that from this figure, if you look very well, you see that we have a triangle here, we have another triangle here, we have another triangle here, we have another triangle here, and we also have a rectangle. Let's say this point is A and this point is B, our new point. So what we are asking is to find the height of the building, which is the same thing as this place. The height of the other building, which is ZY, line ZY, which is equals to line AB from this figure. We are going to use a trigonometric function that says tan theta equals to opposite all over adjacent. So we will look for anywhere we see opposite all over adjacent, and also that means the value of the two side triangle and one angle. From here, we take this first triangle. We have an angle here, correct? This place is not known and this place is known. So we can use this first triangle to find the length of this place. So that for us to find this place, we will find the length of this place, then subtract it from here, and we have the length of this building. The first one we are going to take is, let's say from triangle AXZ, this triangle. Recall that tan theta equals to opposite all over adjacent, which is equals to tan 41 equals to, our opposite is 320 all over adjacent. Adjacent is line AZ. We can cross multiply. When we cross multiply, we have tan 41 is the same thing as 0.8. Tan 41 is the same thing as 0.8693 equals to 320 all over line AZ. When we cross multiply, we have 0.8693 times line AZ equals to 320. AZ here will be equals to 320 divided by 0.8693. So when we divide this, it's going to give us 368.118 meters. So this is for line AZ, which is this length from here to the point of another building, which is 368.11 meters. And this point, if you look at, this is a rectangle. This length is the same thing as this length. As we have ZY equals to AB. Therefore, line AZ is equals to line BY. The next one we are going to look for is the length BX. So we take the second triangle. We say from triangle XBY. We still use the same trigonometric function that says tan theta equals to opposite all over adjacent. Therefore, from this triangle XBY, we have theta as 29 degrees. So we have this the same thing as tan 29 equals to opposite, which is unknown here, length BX equals to the adjacent, which is our 368.118. So when we cross multiply, tan 29 here is the same thing as 0.5543. We cross multiply times 368.118 equals to line BX. Line BX equals to, when we multiply this, is going to give us 204.051 meters. So we have this as line BX. So this is the point, line BX, which is 204.051 meters at this point. What we are looking for is the height of the other building, which is ZY, and we say is M, and it will be the same thing as AB. So this is what we said. II, the height of the other building, equals to the total length line AX minus line BX will give us M, this point. So what we are going to do, we now substitute. Line AX is equals to 320 minus line BX, which is our 204.051. And when we subtract this, we are going to have line YZ, which is equals to our M, and it is equals to 115.949 meters. So our question was saying that we should correct to the nearest meter, which is equals to 116 meters. So this is the answer to the height of the other building, which is our M. So 11B says the time taken to travel a distance of 120 kilometers was reduced by 30 minutes when the speed was increased by 20 kilometers per hour. Calculate the initial speed. So from here, we are to calculate this initial speed. The solution, our speed equals to distance all over time. From the question, it says the time taken to travel a distance of 120 kilometers. We have our D, which is distance 120 kilometers. It was reduced by 30 minutes when the speed was increased by 20 kilometers per hour. That means, so we have the speed. The initial speed was not given, and we have the speed as s1, which is equals to y kilometers per hour. And the second speed was increased by 20 kilometers per hour, which is our s2 equals to y plus 20, all in kilometers per hour. So what we are looking for, the time t is not given. It says the time between the first one, the first speed, and the second speed is reduced by 30 minutes. Let's find t equals to distance all over time. We have our t for the first speed, we have distance, which is 120 all over y, which is our first speed. That's the first time. So the second one, which is t2, which is equals to 120 all over the second speed, which is y plus 20. From the question, it says the two speeds, the first one and the second one, was reduced by 30 minutes because everything is per hour. So we have to change this 30 minutes to an hour, which is 30 all over 60. So when this one cancels here, we have 1 all over 2 hours. Difference between the first speed and the second speed, which is for T1 and for T2. So when we subtract these two, we have 120 all over y minus 120 all over y plus 20 equals to 1 all over 2. Because from the question, the first speed and the second speed, it was reduced by 30 minutes. That's why we have this 30 minutes, which 1 all over 2 hours. So that is the difference. So when this is an equation with a fraction, so we have here, so we find the LCM. So the LCM is y times y plus 20. The LCM of y and y plus 20 is this. So this divided by y remains y plus 20. Y plus 20 times 120 is 120 times y plus 20 minus y times y plus 20 divided by y plus 20 is y. So we have y times 120, we have 120y equals to 1 all over 2. So when we have this, we are going to cross multiply. So we have cross multiply, we have 2 into 120 times y, we have 120y. Then 120 times 20, we have plus 2,400. Then we have this minus 120y equals to y times y, we have y squared plus 20y because we expand this. This is the same thing as 240y. 2 times 2,400, we have plus 4,800. Then we have 2 times 120, we have minus 240y equals to y squared plus 20y. This is the same thing as 240y here, we'll cancel here because this one is plus, this one is minus. So we are now left with 4,800 equals to y squared plus 20y. Therefore, y squared plus 20y minus 4,800 equals to 0. And if you see that this is y squared and this is y, and this is a form of quadratic equation. So we are going to factorize this. How do we do that? We multiply this by y squared and find two factors. When we add or subtract, it will give us 20. Our initial speed, y, is what we are looking for. So we have y squared plus 20y minus 4,800 equals to 0. So 4,008, let's say 48. When we have this, we are going to have 6 and 8 that will go here. So we have 6 and 8. So 4,800, we have 6 and 8, which is 60 and 80. Y squared plus 80y minus 60y minus 4,800 equals to 0. So we factor this out. We have y into y plus 80 minus 60 into y plus 80 equals to 0. So we take 1 here and take this outside. We have y minus 60, y plus 80 equals to 0. These are two values of y, which is either this one equals to 0 or this one equals to 0. So let's take the first one. The first one, y minus 60 equals to 0. Our y equals to 60. And we take this one, y plus 80 equals to 0. Therefore, our y equals to minus 80. Our distance cannot be negative. So y equals to minus 80 is invalid. So we take the positive one, which is y equals to 60. So our speed, initial speed, equals to 60 kilometers per hour. So this is the value our initial speed that was asked. If you like what we are doing here, follow us for more contents like this. Thank you.